So Blender version 5.1 was just recently released, and if you'd like to check out all the new updates and features, then you can check out this page on Blender's website. I'll have the links to it in the description. And in the new update, the default compositor layout has gotten a huge update. So I've just opened up Blender 5.1, and what I'm going to do is reset Blender to the default preferences because I've customized Blender. So I'm going to click on File, Defaults, Load Factory Settings, and just click on Load. So this is Blender's default settings without any changes. So now if I click right here on the compositor, you can see the compositor layout looks quite a bit different. So right here, I can click on New to add new compositing nodes. So that's going to create a compositing node tree. And instead of seeing the composited image behind the nodes, we now have the image editor and it's set to the viewer node. So we now have a new window where we can preview our compositing. So I'm going to open up the project files of my low poly camping scene, and I have a video showing you how I created this. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description. And so in this low poly camp scene, I've added in the new compositor layout. And I think this is a huge improvement because in old versions of Blender, you had this backdrop turned on, and then this was full screen. So as you were working on the nodes were in the way. So I'd constantly drag the nodes down to see how it's looking. Or sometimes I'd drag the nodes over here and then over here to kind of see how it's looking. And then moving around the backdrop was actually quite a pain because you had to hit V to zoom out the backdrop, Alt V to zoom it in, and then you had to hold down Alt while middle clicking to move around the backdrop. So it was just a lot more work to kind of move it around. Pretty annoying to have the nodes on top of the image. And I didn't really realize how annoying it was until I started using this new interface. But with the new interface, we have the image editor right here and the backdrop is turned off. This way we just have a nice clean workspace, and so we can just work in this little thin area. And really, usually for compositing, all you need is a nice little thin area because you're just adding the nodes from left to right, and then you have this nice big viewer node here. So because it's set to viewer node in the image editor, it's automatically going to update. So if I disable these nodes, you can see it's going to update very quickly. And then instead of having to press V and Alt V to zoom in and out, I can just scroll and I can just click and move around. So very quickly, I can move around my image and just view it. So this compositing interface is a huge improvement. Now this compositing workspace actually could be created in old versions of Blender, because what you do is you just click down here and click and drag down to split the window, and then you just change this to the image editor and set this to the viewer node. And so it's actually a setup that I've done previously in the past, but for most of my tutorials and for most of my projects, I never really used it because I try to keep my Blender close to vanilla Blender because I make video tutorials, so I don't want the interface to be confusing for beginner users who are trying to follow along. But now that this is the default in Blender, I'll be using it all the time, and it's such a big improvement. It's just going to make compositing so much easier. Now, whenever I'm upgrading my Blender version, I always copy over the previous settings because I have different add-ons and tools and other custom settings in the user interface that I want to carry over to the new version. And I actually have a video on how to do that, so if you want to check that out, the link will be in the video description. And so when I did that, if I go over here to the compositor using Blender version 5.1, because I customized my compositor, you can see it actually is using my old compositing setup. And so what I had to do is I had to actually set it up manually because I didn't want to get rid of my old default preferences. If you click on File, click on Defaults and Load Factory Settings, it's going to load the factory settings, so it'll use the new preferences in Blender version 5.1, but it got rid of my old settings. So I'm going to show you how to set up the new interface manually if you want to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up a fresh new Blender file. So open up a new file, and then you're going to jump over to the compositor. Now I have the 3D viewport here, so I could see the viewport compositing, but I'm just going to click here, drag over, and then let go just to close that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this backdrop button to disable it. So make sure it's not blue, click on it so it's gray, so it's disabled. Then what I'm going to do is click right here when the crosshair appears in the corner and drag down to split the window. And on the top here, I'm going to change this to the image editor. And then if I click here on the drop down, I'm going to change this to viewer node. So it'll automatically update whenever you're doing the compositing. Then if you click right here on the overlays, I'm going to turn on the render region, and we have the pass part 2, which I'm just going to leave at 0.5. And then if this isn't already set to the timeline, you can split the window here and set this to the timeline. And then I'm going to make the timeline really small, but it makes sense that you'd still want the timeline if you're doing an animation and you want to scrub through the animation. But I'm just going to close the timeline because for most things you probably won't use it. And then for the compositing presets, I'm going to go right over here to the display settings, and on the size, I'm going to change this to 41. And then also you can turn on names, so it'll show the names. And then also they close the outliner, which totally makes sense because when would you ever use the outliner in the compositor? Usually you use it maybe in the layout or the shader editor or a few more things, but not really the compositor. So I'm going to click here when the crosshair appears, click, drag up, and let go just to close that. So this is pretty much the exact same settings for the Compositor in Blender version 5.1. There might be a few minor settings that I missed here, like on the settings, so if I missed anything, you can definitely let me know in the comments, but I believe this is pretty much the exact settings in Blender 5.1. So then what you can do is you can jump back to the layout, so that this is the default layout, and you can click on File, and you can go to Defaults and click on Save Startup File, and if you click on that, then every time you open up Blender, this will be your new layout, so you can just jump over to the Compositor, click on New. I'm just going to hit F12 to render this, and then once the image is finished, I'll hit Escape to go back, and so now you can see we have the cube here, and I can just drop in the compositing presets, and you can see very quickly it's going to update. So again, this is just so improved because I don't have to like move the nodes around to get them out of the way, and I can also just easily scroll here, look into the image, look up close. So this is a huge improvement, and it's going to be great for future tutorials. And if you'd like to check out that low poly camping scene that I showed you earlier, then I do have a video showing how I created it, so the link will be in the description. And I also have another video that I made showing all of my default preferences of Blender, so if you want to check out how I create my default startup file, you can also check out that video. And to learn about more of Blender's new updates and features, you can also check out my Blender new updates and features playlist. So I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.